An Alabama teenager back in action water skiing nearly 1 year after a shark attack led to the loss of her right leg and left hand. Lulu Gribbin is her name, and she remains determined to live a normal life, saying she will not allow the attack to stop her from doing what she wants. Gribbin was on a trip with a friend in Florida last June when they were attacked by a bull shark. A third woman was also attacked in the same area, prompting the governor of Alabama to sign a bill establishing a shark attack alert system. Good for Lulu, living her life.
There you go. Meantime, as the weather gets warmer, it's not just bringing more people to the beaches. Several sharks have already been spotted along the East Coast, stretching from New York to Florida. So what do you, Americans, need to know to stay safe? Dr. Gavin Naylor is the director of the Florida Program for Shark Research at the Florida Museum of Natural History, and he joins me now. Doctor, are you seeing any shark activity so far this year that you would deem unusual for this time of year?
No, there's nothing unusual for this time of year. Certain species move into different areas as the water temperature changes. But what we do see this time of year is a lot more people at the beaches, and so more people are likely to encounter sharks.
Sure.
So it's largely driven by human behavior, not sharks.
Are you expecting increased shark activity this year in the aggregate compared to years past? And if so, why?
We don't anticipate any more than we normally see. Every year we see oscillations. It goes up and down, but we don't anticipate anything unusual this year relative to past years.
All right, let's go through your safety tips. I'm just going to say right off the bat that number one seems pretty logical to me. If you see them in the water, get out of the water. It's not the thing you would do with a bear where you would play dead. You should get out.
That's correct.
All right, let's go through the rest of your list here. It says you see a lot of small fish jumping out of the water. Something larger is chasing them. That seems logical, too. What kind of fish should we be paying attention to when you say small fish?
So anything in the Northeast, they call them bunker or menhaden. Any schooling fishes that that jump out of the water, it's usually a sign that something, it needn't be a shark, but something larger is chasing them. So when I see that and my kids are in the water, I tell them to get out.
Understood. And again, here's sort of the overall takeaway. You are far more likely to drown than get bitten by a shark. This is your area of expertise. You've studied this. Obviously, we hear sharks. We saw Jaws over the last 5 decades. We've all been freaked out about sharks in the water. Talk to us about the threat and how worried we should be, if at all.
We shouldn't really be worried at all. When we see an increase in sharks in the water, it's usually a sign that the system is fairly healthy. Sharks were fished down extensively, excuse me, in the 1990s, but the U.S. has put protections in place to safeguard them, and some of the populations are increasing. So we see much more healthy oceans, especially in the New York area. We're starting to see more sharks in the area, but they're not a problem at all. As you mentioned, you're about 200 times more likely to drown in the ocean than you are to be even bitten by a shark, and even much less likely to be killed by a shark. So when you see sharks in the water, it should be like when you see whales in the water. It's a sign that the system is coming back and the oceans are becoming more healthy.
What is the biggest myth about sharks that you want to dispel?
That they hunt you down, that they are looking for people to eat, that people are a favorite food. If that were the case, we'd have about 10,000 bites every day in the oceans. Sharks are doing their level best to avoid people, not seek them out. And so if you're lucky enough to see a shark at the water and you're in a safe place to observe them, then you're very fortunate to have such an experience, just as you would be if you saw a whale in the water.
Okay. 15 seconds on this last answer. If I find myself face to face with a shark and I cannot escape, is it true that I should punch it in the nose?
Yes, it is. They have a lot of sensitive regions around the eyes and around the nose. And if you hit it fairly squarely, it should deter most sharks.
Dr. Gavin Naylor, great insight. Really appreciate it this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.